Okay, our trigger warnings for this episode are plentiful. Trigger warnings include we're going to talk about mental health. We're going to talk about sexual violence. We're going to talk about gore, extreme violence, suicide, and cruelty to animals. So if any of these things are things you cannot stomach, please just skip Bee's story. Tanya Lee's is pretty tame, but Bee's story, just skip on over it because it's going to be a hard time for y'all. This is an awful time, but we want you to have a good time, so skip away.
How awful.
Hi, I'm Tanya Lee.
And I'm Bee.
Welcome to the How Awful podcast.
How awful.
Alas.
Alas.
My lass.
Your last?
Should we sing our Orlando Bloom song?
Wait, why?
So when Bee and I were in high school, and also today,
This shows us just the type of kids we were in high school.
we were obsessed with Orlando Bloom.
That's just Midge. He was like 21, 22 at the time. This was like
Lord of the Rings.
Legolas Orlando Bloom.
Yes, and we had a song, which maybe we'll record and put on our Patreon. So
No.
you should
Do
check
you
it out.
still remember it? Because I do.
Oh, I remember it. Every single word.
You do?
We're going to tease it. You're just going to have to pledge.
Orlando Bloom.
No, shh. No. Not quite yet.
I feel like there's a handful of people we're still friends with from high school that remember this tune.
Becky.
Didn't we?
Becky.
Yeah. Didn't we write it during our French class because we were bored?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
It's a good way to spend French class.
Hey, I have a surprise for you.
What?
It's a spoopy gift.
Why are you giving me a gift? I'm so confused.
Happy Halloween.
Why are you doing this to me? Halloween is not a gift-giving holiday.
It's not, but I ordered some for myself.
Did you order me balls?
And I wanted some for you too.
So nice of you.
Yeah.
You did order me balls. What are the balls?
Look at this side.
Monster Mash. Oh my gosh.
They're so cute, right?
These are so cute. Oh, they smell nice. Guys, I got gifts. She gave me bath bombs that look like little monsters. They're so cute.
I know October. I have to take a picture of that later.
Oh my god, they're so cute.
I know October sucks for you, so I wanted you to have a relaxing spoopy bath.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So for it sucks because we just passed the anniversary of my dad passing this last week. And you know what? He's kind of an origin story because he was obsessed with true crime.
Oh, was he? I didn't know that.
He was. It's the only books he read were true crime books.
Yeah, that's true. I do remember that, actually.
At dinner, he wasn't the most talkative man, but at dinner, if he really liked his book, then we would get a full synopsis of his true crime book.
Was it James?
John Grisham.
John Grisham. I was like, something with a J was the author he was obsessed with.
He loved John Grisham books. He would get so excited, and he would have to tell me every last bit of it.
I've never read a John Grisham book.
They're very dad. They're dad books for sure. He wanted me to read them with him. I know he did, but I just couldn't get into it. But he liked all of those like true crime shows. He watched every CSI there was.
Aww.
So I think my interest in crime and true crime stories and horrible stories probably comes from good old Mitch.
Good old Mitch.
Good old Mitch. So
near and dear.
Yeah.
We love you and we honor you.
Yeah. I would dedicate this episode to him, but it's horrible, so I don't want to do that.
Well, wouldn't every episode...
This one's going to be particularly horrible, guys, so just buckle up.
I'm going to sneeze.
Go ahead. Or not. This suspense.
Oh my god. I guess not.
She's not going to do it. The suspense.
I could cry. Don't you hate when you have to sneeze and it doesn't happen?
Yes.
Happen? Am I from Chicago?
You are.
Oh, yeah, we had a okay week.
Yeah, it was fine.
We watched some more spoopy movies.
We did. We watched Scream 3, which is to me is the lesser of the Screams, but still entertaining.
And Final Girls, which was my first viewing.
Yeah, my second. Loved it.
I might have fallen asleep at the end, but I loved it nonetheless.
My favorite is when she falls asleep during movies, and then afterwards she's like, that was a great movie.
It was Friday night after a really long week at work, and I was really sleepy.
It was, and we had drank red wine, so that's like an instant bye-bye time. Like, no.
But I saw it till the end.
You did, ish.
It was like the
There's
last,
some
like,
bits and pieces of the end.
it was like the last 7 minutes that I was kind of closing my eyes and
Yeah.
shooting them open. Like, oh God, I'm not sleeping. You're sleeping.
Final Girls is more humor than horror, but it's also very touching. I've seen it twice. I cry both times. I don't know if that's the intention. But yeah.
It was great.
It's a great movie.
Really entertaining. When we posted it on our Instagram story, I had some friends say that they watched it because of the Instagram story and said they loved it.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So
it's on Showtime for anybody who has Showtime.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think it's like $4 to rent. It's worth it. Definitely.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, but other than that, we've just been working. That's pretty scary. That's pretty awful.
It's pretty awful. Yeah, I'm in the midst of what we in the industry call Hell Week, which is the week prior to shooting. So we start filming next week. So my show has been a little crazy this week. So the fact that I was home early enough to record tonight was a miracle. Yeah, it's a magical miracle.
Yeah, and I'm about to go into 11 days, one off. For some reason, I still don't understand.
I don't think that's legal.
No, it's illegal to have me work 6 days in a row. I don't really know it. But I only have one day off in the next 11 days. So that's going to suck.
Yucky.
But what can you do? Don't know why, but here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Do you want to tell me a story?
Do I want to?
Want is the objective word.
Yeah, so what? We pulled True Crime and Paranormal, so we're getting... it's another Fave Topics night. I heard this story on My Favorite Murder, which is one of my favorite podcasts.
Oh.
But they left out a lot because of how gruesome it is.
Cool.
And I'm not going to do that. Maybe I should, but I'm not going to do that. So buckle up. And if you're squeamish, maybe skip me. Maybe skip me.
Do you want to do a formal apology?
I'm formally apologizing for the nightmares, nausea, dizziness. Maybe don't listen to this while you're driving, or eating, or about to go to sleep, or I don't know, brightly lit rooms, happy times, hold a puppy, hold a kitten.
Is it okay that we're drinking wine?
It's essential that we're drinking wine.
Okay, so grab your bottle of wine.
Grab your bottle of wine or whiskey or Everclear or,
or beer or
the strongest liquor you can find.
Or a glass of La Croix.
No, this calls for something more.
Okay, some people don't drink alcohol, so
I understand. And I respect that choice, but maybe now's the time.
I'm trying to be inclusive.
Maybe now's the time.
So La Croix is my...
Yeah, La Croix is... It's La Croix, by the way.
Yes.
Not LaCroix.
It literally translates to the cross in French. La Croix.
It is La Croix, and those stupid people who made the business, who call it LaCroix, named their business wrong.
Incorrect.
They pronounced their own stupid business wrong. And they're not going to sponsor us. It's La Croix.
We're not going to get their money. Oh, well. Okay.
Anyway, all right, we're going to take you on a journey.
Do you want to formally apologize to me as well?
I formally apologize to you. I don't think Tanya's going to be verbally reacting much to this story. I feel like she's just going to be staring at me in horror. And I apologize if you don't sleep well.
I'll just describe my facial expressions to everyone.
Yeah. So
and we're off.
We're gonna go on a journey to Sacramento, not very far from here, about 9 hours. And you're gonna meet Richard Trenton Chase. Does that name ring a bell?
No, but I like Trenton.
Not gonna like this one. All right. Richard Trenton Chase was born on May 23rd, 1950, a native to Sacramento, California. Richard showed all of the signs of the McDonald Triad by the age of 10. The McDonald Triad, also known as the Triad of Sociopathy or the Homicidal Triad.
I was going to ask.
Yeah. Is a set of 3 factors that has been suggested if any combination of 2 or more are present together to be predictive of or associated with a later violent tendency, particularly with relation to serial offenses.
Oh, I'm hooked.
Yes. The triad links cruelty to animals, obsession with fire setting, and persistent bedwetting past a certain age to violent behaviors, particularly homicidal behavior and sexually predatory behavior. However, other studies claim to have not found statistically significant links between the triad and violent offenders. So some believe in it, some don't.
Interesting.
Take it at what you will, but he had all 3 before the age of 10. So he's bedwetting. He's violently brutalizing animals, unfortunately. and he is setting shit on fire.
Hope he wasn't hurting his assistants.
He was hurting everybody's assistants.
Oh, is he run?
Unfortunately, there's going to be some tales of violence against animals, and I apologize. Her ears flipped back.
Izzy, fix your ear. Thank you.
Okay. Chase developed hypochondria as he matured.
Same.
Yeah, not like this. He often complained that his heart would occasionally stop beating or that someone had stolen his pulmonary artery.
Oh,
How? He would hold oranges on his head, believing vitamin C would be absorbed by his brain via diffusion.
I've seen you do that.
Yeah, me and Chase were the same.
Yeah.
Chase also believed that his cranial bones had become separated and were moving around, so he shaved his head to be able to watch this activity.
This guy needs help.
Oh, I didn't tell you his nickname, did I? He's most known as the Vampire of Sacramento.
Oh, wait, I've heard of him. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know the story, but I have heard of him.
He's so gruesome, people don't really touch him when it comes to movies and TV shows and stuff. Anyway.
Yeah, I think a few podcasts I listened to covered him.
Anyway, after leaving his mother's house, believing she was attempting to poison him, Chase rented an apartment with friends. Don't know why he has those, but he did. Chase's roommates complained that he was constantly under the influence of alcohol, marijuana, and LSD, probably not helping his old mental state. Chase would also walk around the apartment nude, even in front of company. Chase's roommates demanded that he move out. When he refused, the roommates moved out instead. So now good old Chase has the apartment to himself. Bad idea.
Yeah, this isn't going well.
Once alone in the apartment, Chase began to capture, kill, and disembowel various animals or assistants, which he would then devour raw, sometimes mixing the raw organs with Coca-Cola in a blender and drinking the concoction.
I am gripping my face with my hand.
Chase believed that by ingesting the creatures, he was preventing his heart from shrinking.
Wait, how is his heart going to shrink? I don't understand.
He's insane.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. There's your explanation.
Good talk.
Yeah. Chase spent a brief time in a psychiatric ward in 1973. Good call on that.
Oh, good. He should have stayed longer.
Brief is, that's no. In 1976, he was involuntarily committed to a mental institution upon being taken to a hospital after injecting rabbit's blood into his veins. Oh, God. This staff nicknamed him Dracula because of his blood fixation.
Naturally.
He broke the necks of 2 birds he caught through the institution window and drank their blood. He also extracted blood from therapy dogs with stolen syringes.
I don't like this man.
You're going to dislike him even more as the story continues.
I don't see...
This is not going to go better.
This is not good. This does not get better.
It does not get better.
Oh, jeez.
Chase was promptly diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia.
Okay.
After undergoing a battery of treatments involving psychotropic drugs, Chase was deemed no longer a danger to society.
What?
And later in 1976, he was released to his mother's custody.
After injecting rabbit's blood?
So here's the thing, though. The drugs helped him. They made him better. He stopped doing this. He started behaving like a normal human. But Chase's good old mother weaned him off his medication and got him his own damn apartment.
So now I kind of actually feel bad for Chase.
I do. Because he was helped.
Yeah.
He was, in some senses, not cured, but he was able to maintain a normal life and existence. And his mother weaned him off and then got him his own apartment.
Mother, do not.
This is where things get so much worse.
Oh.
He initially shared the apartment with roommates before all of them moved out, thus leaving Chase on his own.
Naturally. Yeah, I think we talked about this.
Yeah. He began to capture, torture to death, and then drink the blood of rabbits, dogs, and cats. On occasion, he killed and ate neighbors' pets, and at least once contacted the neighbor by telephone to explain what he had done.
Hi, I ate your cat.
Sorry. At the same time, he developed a fascination for firearms and purchased several handguns with which he practiced obsessively. He became fascinated by the crimes of the Hillside Strangler. He believed the Strangler was also the victim of a Nazi UFO conspiracy that he believed he was the victim of. So look, I am doing aliens.
Look at you. I'm so proud of you. Look me in the eyes. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Can I just say that she actually does look me in the eyes?
I do.
Oh,
I do.
Good job. Good job. Good work.
You're welcome. Chase also began to lose interest in caring for himself. He neglected personal hygiene, such as bathing, grooming, and brushing his teeth. He stopped eating and dropped to the fairly meager weight of 145 pounds. I'm going to pause for a second. Young Richard Chase was very, very good looking.
Really?
Very, very. Like,
do you have a picture?
I do. I'm going to show you.
I like hot boys.
Yeah, like we would have been like, hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear with
I mean, I don't like murderous hot boys. Let me make that clear.
Ted Bundy ain't got nothing on Richard Chase when he was young. Hold on.
Is he skinny?
Yes.
Does he look like you could carry him?
Yes. I can definitely, he's definitely easily abductible.
That's Bee's type.
Yeah, that's my type. These are all
I would probably agree.
pictures of him post crazy. Where is the picture of him from school? This is annoying. Oh, there he is. Here we go.
Oh my God.
Like, so cute, right?
That's alarming.
Right?
He is a cutie patootie.
Yes, he's very cute. We'll post this on our Patreon and maybe even to our Instagram.
I think I would maybe kiss him on his face.
You would kiss this boy. You would kiss this boy, right?
Yeah, but I was a kissing bandit.
And you were. Unfortunately for me, when he became crazy, he looked more like my type.
Oh my God, he does.
Yeah. He had a good profile. Bad from the front. So Richard Chase was better looking than Ted Bundy.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
But now he's a skinny man. He's 145 pounds. One day in 1977, Chase rang his mother's doorbell and greeted her by thrusting a dead cat in her face. Hey, Mom, brought dinner. He then threw the cat to the ground, knelt down, ripped its stomach open with his bare hands, and stuck his hands inside the cat, smearing its blood all over his face while screaming. His mother calmly returned inside the house and did not report the incident to anyone.
While I understand, because
It's her son.
it's her son, there's so many issues with that sentence.
Yeah. It's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
On August 3rd, 1977, Nevada State Police discovered Chase's Ford Ranchero lodged in a sand drift near Pyramid Lake, Nevada. Inside were 2 rifles, a pile of clothes, a bucket full of blood, and a cow's liver. The officers tracked down Chase, who was naked and screaming in the sand. That's not funny. Soaked from head to toe in blood. When questioned, he claimed that the blood was his own and that it had leaked out of him through his flesh. Spoiler alert, wasn't his blood. It was the cow's blood. But he thinks it was his. So, on December 27th, happy birthday, Timothy Chalamet. Yes. On December 27th, 1977, this was before, far before, Chase fired a .22 handgun into the home of a Sacramento woman. A police search of the woman's home found the slug in her kitchen. No one was harmed. So as you're seeing, he was not arrested after being seen naked, covered in blood, and screaming on the beach. And not arrested after he fired a handgun into a woman's home, because nobody was hurt, so.
Yeah, well, he is a white man.
True. On December 29th, 1977, Chase killed his first victim in a drive-by shooting, in an apparent warm-up for the crimes he planned on committing. The victim was Ambrose Griffin, a 51-year-old engineer and father of 2 who was helping his wife bring groceries into their home. One of Griffin's sons reported seeing a neighbor walking around their East Sacramento neighborhood with a .22 rifle earlier that week. The neighbor's rifle was seized, but ballistic tests determined that it was not the murder weapon. However, it was determined that the .22 used to kill Ambrose Griffin was the same one used to fire the bullet into the kitchen of the Sacramento woman 2 days later. So this was just a run-of-the-mill shooting. This is child's play compared to what's happening. What's going to happen. So if you were disturbed by the cat stomach ripping, again, this is your chance to skip. I don't want to hear any whining or complaining if you don't. On January 11th, 1978, Chase asked his neighbor for a cigarette and then forcibly restrained her until she gave him an entire pack. He really wanted it. 2 weeks later, he attempted to enter the home of another woman, but finding that her doors were locked, went into her backyard and walked away.
Oh.
Chase later told detectives that he took locked doors as a sign that he was not welcome.
He wasn't. Goodbye.
So at least he respected a locked door.
I'm really glad we locked our doors.
But that unlocked doors were an invitation to come inside.
I mean, kind of. Lock your doors.
Lock your doors.
Hide your wives.
Yes. While wandering around, he encountered a girl named Nancy Holden. Hide kids, hide your wife. With whom he attended high school. He attempted to get a ride from her, but frightened by his appearance, she refused. So you saw his school picture, and then you saw how he ended up looking. So she remembered him from school and then saw this crazy, skinny, weird dude that wasn't bathing or brushing his teeth and was like, nope.
Next.
Noped right out of that.
Thank you, next.
He went down the street where he broke into the home of a young married couple, stole some of their valuables, urinated into a drawer of their infant's clothing, and defecated on their son's bed.
Wow.
The couple came home while Chase was still in the house. The husband attacked him, but Chase escaped.
Chase is busy.
He's busy. He's about to get busier. Chase continued to attempt to enter homes until he came across the home of David and Teresa Whalen. Again, I cannot stress to you enough, the story I'm about to say is awful. Skip it if you really can't handle stories like this. Sorry, Tanya, you don't have the option to skip. David was at work. Teresa, 3 months pregnant, was in the middle of taking out the garbage and thus had left her front door unlocked.
Oh, no. Rookie mistake.
Chase surprised her in the home and shot her 3 times, once in the hand, a defensive wound, and twice in the head, killing her. It was the same gun used to kill Ambrose Griffin. Chase then dragged her body to her bedroom and raped it post-mortem while repeatedly stabbing it with a butcher knife. When he had finished, he carved the corpse open and removed several of her internal organs, using a bucket to collect the blood and then taking it into the bathroom to bathe in it.
What?
He then sliced off her nipple and drank her blood, using an empty yogurt container as a drinking glass before leaving. He went into the yard, found a pile of dog feces, and returned to stuff it into her mouth and throat.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I literally, the only thing I can think of right now is the fact that, she got shot in the head.
Mm-hmm. So she did not have to experience what came afterwards.
Thank God.
This is going to get worse than that.
How?
It gets worse. Sorry about it, but it does. On January 23rd, 1978, 2 days after killing Teresa Whalen, Chase purchased 2 puppies from a neighbor.
No.
Which he then killed and drank the blood of, leaving the bodies on the neighbor's front lawn. On January 27th, Chase committed his final murder, which also qualifies as a mass murder. He entered the home of 38-year-old Evelyn Moroth, who was babysitting her 22-month-old nephew, David. Also present in the home was Evelyn's 6-year-old son, Jason, and Dan Meredith, a neighbor who had come over to check on Evelyn.
I hate this already.
Yep. Evelyn was in the bath while Dan watched the children. He went into the front hallway when Chase entered the home and was shot in the head at point-blank range with Chase's .22 handgun, killing him. Again, this was the same gun used in the Griffin and Whalen murders. Chase then turned the corpse over and stole Dan's wallet and car keys. Jason ran to his mother's bedroom, so this is a 6-year-old, where Chase fatally shot him twice in the head at point-blank range. On the way to killing Jason, Chase also shot David in the head. That's the 22-month-old. So he's killed 2 children and this man at this point, while the mother/aunt is in the tub. So Chase then entered the bathroom and fatally shot Evelyn once in the head. He dragged her corpse onto the bed, where he simultaneously sodomized it and drank its blood from a series of slices to the back of the neck. Sorry, this detail's horrible. I should probably leave it out, but I'm dedicated to not leaving anything out. Medical examiners reported an inordinate amount of semen in the corpse's rectum, indicating an unusual amount of ejaculations.
Ew.
So he kept having sex with her.
Oh, my God.
When Chase had finished, he stabbed her at least 6 times in the anus, the knife penetrating her uterus. He stabbed her in a series of vital points on the body, which caused blood from her internal organs to pool into her abdomen, which he then sliced open and drained into a bucket.
This is all post-mortem.
Yeah. So they don't experience any of this. He then consumed all of the blood. All of her blood. I don't understand how a human can do that, but he did. Chase then went to retrieve David's corpse, the 22-month-old.
Yeah, I'm following.
He took it to the bathroom and split its skull open in the bathtub and consumed some of the brain matter.
Oh, my God.
Outside, a 6-year-old girl with whom Jason Moroth had a play date knocked on the door, startling Chase. He fled the residence. Stealing Dan Meredith's car, the girl alerted a neighbor. The neighbor broke into the Meroth home where he discovered the bodies.
Oh, no.
And
God.
contacted the authorities. So that person's, I'm sure, fine and living a normal life. I'm sure they're fine.
Yeah, no trauma whatsoever.
No, not at all.
there.
What's traumatic about what he just saw? Upon entering the home, police discovered that Chase had left perfect handprints and perfect imprints of the soles of his shoes in Evelyn's blood.
Interesting.
Yes. Probably not on purpose. Chase, meanwhile, took David's corpse home with him.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
Why?
It gets worse. Where he chopped off his penis and used it as a straw.
What?
Through which he sucked the blood out of the body. He then sliced the corpse open and consumed several internal organs and made smoothies out of the others, finally disposing of the corpse at a nearby church.
How is this man not, dying?
I don't know.
How can you actually do that and not, be
I don't know.
ill?
I don't know. Apparently we're edible. Just ask Ed Gein or Richard Chase.
I'll call them up.
Yeah. Ugh. After the Wayland murder, FBI agents Russ Vorpagel
Yeah, let's solve this crime.
and Robert Ressler were called in to investigate. They compiled a profile of the killer. They determined that the killer would be tall, malnourished, a loner, physically unclean, and that most importantly, he would continue to kill.
How'd they know?
I don't know. They just described my type up until the kill part. Tall, malnourished, a loner, unclean. I mean,
You
come
like
on.
clean.
I like them to be clean, but to appear not clean. It's a delicate balance. Anyway.
The Kurt Cobain vibe.
Yeah. 5 days after the mass murder and after hearing the FBI profile, Nancy Holden contacted police saying she believed Richard Chase could be the killer. The police ran a background check on Chase where they came across his registration of a .22 caliber semi-automatic pistol. Detectives and a team of police went to Chase's apartment, where they asked to speak with him. Chase refused. The detectives and the police hid down the hallway and waited for Chase to leave, arresting him when he left the apartment carrying a blood-stained box. His parka and shoes were likewise blood-stained. Inside were pieces of shredded blood-soaked wallpaper and the blood-stained .22 with which he had committed his murders. Chase claimed that the bloody wallpaper and bloody gun were a result of his killing several dogs. When the police, that's better, I guess.
Sure.
When the police
No.
performed a search of Chase's persons, they found he was carrying Dan Meredith's wallet. Detectives, along with Ressler and Vorpagel, performed a search of Chase's apartment. They found the walls, floor, ceiling, refrigerator, and all of Chase's eating and drinking utensils soaked in blood.
Cute.
So his entire apartment.
Yeah, that's
Just
cute.
blood.
That's real cute.
On the counter was the blender Chase used to make his delightful smoothies. It was caked in coagulated blood and the rotting matter of internal organs. Inside the refrigerator, police found several animal body parts wrapped in aluminum foil, David's brains in a Tupperware container, and pieces of his body wrapped in saran wrap, and several of Evelyn Meroth and Teresa Wayland's internal organs. On another counter were several pet collars. On his kitchen table, he had spread out numerous diagrams depicting various aspects of human biology. In 1979, Chase stood trial on 6 counts of murder. In order to avoid the death penalty, the defense tried to have Chase found guilty of second-degree murder, which would result in a life sentence. Their case hinged on Chase's history of mental illness and the lack of planning in his crimes, evidence that they were not premeditated. On May 8th, the jury found Chase guilty of 6 counts of first-degree murder. The defense asked for a clemency hearing in which a judge determined that Chase was not legally insane. I don't know how they decided he was not. Chase was sentenced to die in the gas chamber. Waiting to die, Chase became a feared presence in the prison.
Yeah.
The other inmates, including several gang members, aware of the graphic and bizarre nature of his crimes, feared him, and according to prison officials, they often tried to convince Chase to commit suicide, too fearful to get close enough to him to kill him themselves. Chase was granted a series of interviews with Robert Ressler, during which he spoke of his fears of Nazis and UFOs, claiming that although he had killed, it was not his fault. He had been forced to kill to keep himself alive, which he believed any person would do. He asked Ressler to give him access to a radar gun with which he could apprehend the Nazi UFOs so that the Nazis could stand trial for the murders.
He sounds schizophrenic.
Earlier he was diagnosed
he
as
was.
schizophrenic.
I think I missed
paranoid schizophrenic. He also handed Ressler a large amount of macaroni and cheese, which he had been hoarding in his pants pockets, believing that the prison officials were in league with the Nazis and attempting to kill him. On December 26, 1980, a guard doing cell checks found Chase lying awkwardly on his bed, not breathing. An autopsy determined that Chase committed suicide with an overdose of prison doctor-prescribed antidepressants that he had been saving up for the last few weeks. And thus ends the life of Richard Trenton Chase, the vampire of Sacramento.
I mean, look, the crimes that he committed were so...
horrible. Unfathomably horrible.
Yes.
Yes.
They're so bad that it's hard for me to wrap my head around them being real. Mm-hmm. Even though I know...
like, they sound fake. They sound like something Rob Zombie made up for one of his, like, House of a Thousand Corpses movies. And
yes,
couldn't possibly be something that families had to live through.
Right.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't want to sound insensitive by saying that, but it feels...
yeah. Like
so absurd that it's fake. But
the mother of that 22-month-old of David had to live through that.
No, I mean, she lost two... I'm assuming all of her children. Or those,
no, Jason was Evelyn's. So Jason was the woman he killed in the bathtub. Jason was her 6-year-old son.
Right.
David was her nephew.
Oh.
So it was her sister or brother's child.
And, like, so heartbroken for whoever Evelyn's partner might have been if they were in the picture. Fuck.
I mean, heartbroken for David's parents or whoever.
Yeah.
Whichever, if it was her brother or sister, they lost their sister, their nephew and their child. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, I can't, in that kind of way. Like, closed casket, horror story way. Like, can't wrap my brain around it. Well, I picked this topic because I just found it to be unfathomable. But then as I was reading, I was almost regretting it. Because, like, there's how awful, and then there's how awful, which was what this was.
Yeah. But I also think it's important to state kind of what we were going off earlier, which is the fact that he was ill, and when he was medicated,
he was better.
Was better. And
this is a great case for mental health being taken seriously. Yeah.
He
this
was
could
sick.
have been prevented if he was medicated.
I don't want to take the blame away from him.
No.
But he was sick. He was too sick to know right from wrong.
Nobody in their right mind does anything that he just did.
No.
Nobody.
Of course not.
No. So a part of me, as gruesome and as horrific, and I would probably get hate for this if we had more listeners, as gruesome and horrible as he is, I feel for him in a sense because this is a prime example of mental health not being taken seriously and it resulting in somebody getting so ill they had no control over their thoughts and what their thoughts drove them to do.
And I'd love to hear people's thoughts on this and
for sure,
how they interpret this situation and what they think, because I completely agree with you and I don't think you would get hate on that.
I think I would get hate from some people for in a way, sympathizing with a horrendous killer. But I think there are some killers that are just sick control freaks.
Right.
And there are some that are like Richard who are so very clearly terminally ill.
Well, I think Richard's victims were victims of his illness.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Because clearly if he had been medicated, there would be no victims of Richard Chase.
Right, in theory. Yeah. Okay, well, I think we need more wine.
Yeah. Anyway, my sources were Wikipedia, of course, and Murderpedia. Murderpedia is
That's a thing?
It's a thing. And again, I just copy and pasted mostly from Murderpedia because this was so awful. Why would I want to paraphrase? I'm still good on wine. You go ahead.
That's me.
Yeah. You drank all of your wine during that story, and I don't blame you. That's you, Bo. No, I just go ahead. Top me off.
Oh, wait, let me give you more.
No, that's fine. I don't want more. Yeah.
I poured myself a deep
pour.
That's
fine. That's fine. You needed it after that.
I expected there to be more in that bottle.
I feel like I need to apologize to my mother who is going to be listening to this.
Sorry, Rose.
And being like, oh dear, oh gosh.
Okay, well.
So tell me a ghost story.
I'm going to tell you a little backstory first to kick things off.
Okay.
So we're switching gears. We're moving into paranormal. All right. During the 19th century, with less executions happening.
Oh, less. Good.
Due to policy changes in England, the number of cadavers used for research dwindled from several hundred to merely a few dozen. That's a big change.
It's a big change.
With science and medical research beginning to evolve and less cadavers available for testing, some shady hospitals would turn to body snatchers or resurrection men to help supplement the lack.
Oh, gravedigger, like the people who
Yes.
Okay.
So usually these bodies would be provided to them.
They exhume.
Correct.
Okay.
So usually these bodies would be provided to them by the hangmen, fun fact. So they were bodies of the executed. That would be...
When was this? The 1900s? Early?
Right now we're in the 19th century, so it's 1800s.
1800s.
For those unaware, as you just described, body snatchers were essentially cadaver thieves that would prowl graveyards at night, searching for and collecting newly buried bodies to dig up and sell to researchers. And before you ask me...
Before I ask you?
This was... or anybody... This was shockingly not a crime in those days.
Well, it
was a misdemeanor.
It's 1800s. They're like, stop stealing the bodies! But we can't really do anything about it. Yeah, no. That turned Australian.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but I liked it.
I got... Don't do it!
Just don't!
Stop stealing the bodies!
You thieves!
Thieves!
So but it was considered a misdemeanor, which was punishable by a fine.
Okay.
Literally.
It's just, you know what I just thought? How are we going to describe what we just did when we're transcribing this episode?
We're going to have to spell thieves with an F.
Thieves!
Thieves!
Okay, go ahead.
Asterisk, British accent.
Horrible British accent.
Thieves!
Thieves!
Oh, so... even with all this grave digging, there still weren't enough bodies for the demand placed upon them by researchers because, we're coming up on science. Mm-hmm. We're getting more advanced here. So enter the Rising Sun pub, found in Smithfield, East London. It was established in 1616, known then as Star Tavern in the 17th century. Before changing names sometime in the 19th century, where our story takes place, it was a pub and a hostelry. Hostelry. I looked at that word and I was like, I should look up how to pronounce it.
Because I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I've never seen that word in my life. But
it's like a hotel.
Oh, a hostel.
But it's a hostelry.
They're calling it a hostelry to be fancy.
Yes.
A hostel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Thanks for being smart.
Yeah, I'm smart.
Okay, good job. High five.
And if we had a music budget in the background, would be digging my grave. Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper. That'd be,
yeah.
Digging my grave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like Lady Gaga.
Okay, so body snipers.
Body snipers.
The body snatchers were rife in this area of East London where the Rising Pub existed.
Right.
Because just nearby the pub was St. Bartholomew's Hospital.
St. Bartholomew's!
So St. Bartholomew's...
I'm going to need you to read the rest of the story in a Cockney accent.
No, I can't. This isn't Cockney.
No, not Cockney. I'm going to need you to read the rest of the story like Jack O'Connell.
If you don't...
Oh, here you go.
If you don't know who Jack O'Connell is, look him up. He's a cutie.
And a very talented actor.
Yeah, but
Yeah, he's mostly cute.
I really like his face. Yeah. So... and other things.
Okay.
Okay, let's keep it PG-13.
Our mothers listen to this.
Hi, Mom. I'm attracted to Jack O'Connell.
Sorry, body snipers.
So body snipers. Yeah,
rife.
So they were rife in...
St. Bartholomew's.
You like that word.
Yeah, I do.
Where am I?
St. Bartholomew's.
Am I in Los Angeles?
St. Bartholomew's.
Okay. Reason why this is interesting, why it's interesting that it was nearby this hospital,
yes,
was because there's two versions of the story. Either the snatchers would drop off bodies at St. Bartholomew's for research.
The assistant is objecting.
Do you have something to add?
She's objecting.
Is he?
No.
Come here.
You are on the clock. It's not bedtime.
Come over here. Stop staring at the door.
God, she's fired.
We're all together. We're all in this room.
All in this together.
So, hello. Hi. So either they would drop the bodies off for research, or there's another version of the story that says that the body snatchers were snatching bodies from the hospital
Yeah.
to sell to researchers.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know which version of the story is true, but I've heard two different versions. So anyway,
Okay.
the proximity to St. Bartholomew's Hospital is important to the Rising Sun pub and its history. So these body snatchers would scoop up semi-comatose pub dwellers propped up against the bar.
How is this paranormal?
It's going to get there.
Okay.
I got to give you some history.
This seems crimey.
It's a little, well, it's usually a bit of both, isn't it?
You're stepping on my jock.
So soon rumors spread about drunk people in local taverns like the Rising Pub, Bell Tavern, Fortune of War, disappearing without a trace. Legend has it that the body snatchers would poison the patrons and carry their bodies out the back door to awaiting carriages to be sold off.
Yikes, they're not even dead.
Yeah.
Or they were dead at that point because they poisoned them.
They would kill them
They're
to
killing them.
supply bodies
Got it.
to these researchers to make a dime.
Seems fine.
In the early 1800s, it was revealed that the ringleaders of the body snatchers were two London men
Say it
Nope.
with an accent.
named John Bishop
John Bishop.
and Thomas Williams.
Not Thomas Williams.
They pleaded guilty.
Ah,
I have a very bad British accent.
you do.
They pleaded guilty
Okay,
to...
mine's half like Australian, so it's fine.
It's fine. We accept you.
Yeah, thank you.
They pleaded guilty to selling up to 1,000 bodies
Dear God.
to anatomists over a 12-year period. While most were stolen from graveyards, it
That's
seems,
so many bodies.
yes, a significant percentage were thought to have been alive and drinking at pubs before being snatched. On December 5th, 1831, Bishop and Williams were hanged for murder. Their bodies were immediately sent for research after their execution. Isn't that ironic?
Quid pro quo.
Don't you think?
A little too ironic.
Yeah, I really do think.
It's not rain!
We're sorry. We're sorry. We're not sorry.
But are we?
No, you enjoyed it.
I did. Oh, they did.
Yeah, you might
I
have,
also-
but I think they did too.
I mostly did.
Okay, anyway, the Rising Pub sat vacant for the better part of the 20th century, naturally. It wasn't until 1984 that a brewer from Tadcaster named Samuel Smith bought and refurbished the Rising Pub. He did not realize his new business venture would have to be met with ghosts from the pub's dark and twisty past.
I mean, clearly.
Obvi. So, after the last bar patron would leave for the night, employees would lock up the doors and clean.
Hmm.
You know,
As
spruce
you
up
do.
spruce
It's
up the pub.
It's always after a long shift when they're cleaning. You know
The
what?
next day's work.
They go through enough.
They would often hear footsteps running around on the second floor. And when they would go investigate, naturally, nothing would be there. In 1989, two young women from Brazil took jobs at the pub as barmaids. They also took up residency in the building's second floor. Here's that word again, hostelry.
That's still all right.
The barmaids reported that on several occasions, they were awoken by an unseen presence sitting on their beds.
Nope.
They both had the overwhelming sense that the spirit was by no means pleasant. They also reported that the spirit would rip off. Izzy, this part's really dramatic.
It's dramatic.
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 It's also a little traumatic.
Dramatic.
So they reported.
Izzy.
Izzy, stop interrupting me. Very rude.
This is not your podcast. This is not the Meowcast.
Yeah, come over here. Thank you. So they would report that this spirit would rip off their bedclothes. Izzy, this part is dramatic. Okay, the barmaids reported
Rip
that
off her bedclothes.
they would rip off their bedclothes as they slept.
Hell no.
The following morning, they would find their clothes on the other side of the room.
I mean, I've woken up with my pajama pants off, neatly folded on the pillow next to me. I think I'm just very organized in my sleep.
Or you have a spirit that's pervy and also very considerate.
I think I'm a hot sleeper. And I'm just disrobing and being like, need to fold.
and like sleepily considerate of
Yes.
Morning Bee.
Yeah, exactly.
It would also slowly tug on their bed sheets, exposing them.
Oh my God.
Isabel. Dr. Isabel Stevens, get over here.
Paging Dr. Isabel Stevens.
Yes, we named our assistant after Izzy from Grey's Anatomy.
This was before she got annoying, guys.
Yes. Izzy. Okay.
It's fine.
You're going to go roam.
On a tear.
She's going to go roam the land.
Go ahead.
All right. So, creepy, pervy with the barmaids.
Mm-hmm.
Lastly, it's going to get pervier.
Uh-oh.
In 1990, the landlady was taking a shower when she heard the bathroom door open and close on its own.
Oh, thank you.
She thought nothing of it for some reason. Story has it.
Oh, yeah. I'd be in the shower and the bathroom door would open and close. I'd be like, ain't no thing, bro.
Ain't no thing. British people are like, I'm sorry, am I showering in your...
Keep calm, carry on.
I'm sorry, am I showering in your space?
Here, I'll just leave, thank you.
Cheerio. So, yeah, she apparently thought nothing of it until the shower curtain was torn to the side and a cold, rough hand ran down her back, violating her. See,
Izzy also objects.
You're ruining my story.
You are kind of.
It's supposed to be spoopy and you're being loud.
Izzy.
Come over here. She doesn't like when we talk into the microphone.
Sorry, guys.
Her
assistant is very bad at her job.
She wants attention.
She's very fired.
So, I'm almost done.
Okay.
Sorry. Sorry. Izzy, I'm literally almost done. So the Rising Sun is open daily and is a popular hangout in the neighborhood.
So we clearly have to go there.
Yeah, I literally was going to say this is added to our travel list. Another fun fact, it is directly next door to a home that is considered the oldest known home in London, which was built in 1597.
Holy crap.
It also sits across the street from the famous and historic St. Bartholomew's Cathedral.
St. Bartholomew's!
St. Bartholomew's! Okay, so my resources for this spoopy story, which was mostly kind of just a fascinating historical thing.
It's horrible.
Yeah. Was a Spooky Isles article titled Rising Sun, the Haunted London Pub That Rose from the Dead by Rick Hale.
I kind of think all the pubs there are haunted, but continue.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
There is also a YouTube video I watched called London's Haunted Pubs by Jules Guides.
I want to watch that.
Yeah.
Was it fun time?
I'll put the link up on our Patreon.
Thank you.
And you're a patron, so you can access it.
I am. I'm a free patron. I got a discount.
Because you're a manager.
I managed it.
You managed it. No, it's an inside joke. Oh yeah, and then the last source was London's pubs where history really happened. WordPress. That's my spoopy story.
I don't like that.
So it's literally known.
Rapey ghosts.
It's literally known as the pervy ghost of the Rising Pub.
The pervy ghost of the Rising Pub.
Isn't that so British?
That's a little bit pervy.
Oh yeah.
Oh man! Cheers to the pervy ghost of the Rising Sun Pub.
Yes. Let's go to there.
We're gotta go to there. We have so many ideas, guys.
Guys, help us out.
Guys, I feel like I mean, it's always going to be a podcast. I'm not saying it's not going to be a podcast because we can always do like live shows, not live shows, but like, you'll get what I'm saying later. But I feel
live
like,
recordings.
I feel like the correlating videos are really going to be a good time.
Yes.
I think it's going to be when we shine.
Shine so star bright.
Shine bright, starlight. Maybe when the world is normal again, if ever. We'll get to play. We'll get to have some fun.
Yeah, how are you guys doing? You guys hanging in there?
Yeah. Are you self-caring? Have you put on a face mask?
You wearing a mask?
Are you wearing one?
Not just a face mask, but like a mouth mask?
A mouth mask.
Izzy, what the hell are you doing?
Are you listening to Sexy Dr.
Our
Anthony
assistants
Fauci?
Yeah. Oh, are you listening to what? Can you repeat that?
Sexy Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Do you think he's sexy?
I would marry him.
What do you think is sexy about Dr. Anthony Fauci?
That he's right and trying to save us all.
Being right is sexy, guys.
Maybe I'm just attracted to Brad Pitt as Anthony Fauci. I'm Anthony Fauci.
Same.
Yeah, these cats are losing their mind.
Okay, well,
you know what I was happy about? This isn't my how wonderful, but you know what I was happy about is that the Matthew McConaughey dad's death story has resurfaced today.
Oh yeah, that story. It's
horrible. I don't know why he keeps telling it, but his mother essentially killed his father. His dad had a heart attack when he climaxed while having sex with his mother. So, and for some reason, Matthew McConaughey loves telling this story.
Most people would say that this would be the way they would want to die.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. And I mean, clearly Matthew loves it. He thinks it's great.
Right. Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
I saw this great tweet, by the way, that was like, if you can say Matthew McConaughey, you can say Kamala Harris.
It's very true.
And I died. I was laughing so hard when I saw that tweet.
It's so true. You can say Mamala.
Yeah. It's literally like comma, like a comma in a sentence. Kamala Harris.
Yeah, it's not that hard. I do feel bad. I butchered her name forever because I never actually heard somebody say it out loud.
We just, like we keep saying, we just put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
We do that a lot.
Yeah. Anyway, tell me something wonderful.
My how wonderful is that Biden is ahead in the polls in Florida.
Right, but we can't get too excited.
We can't get too excited, but that's pretty wonderful because Florida's a hard one. And it's a swing state.
It is.
And it's typically bright freaking red.
For the record, what the hell is happening?
The assistants
Come here.
are running amok.
Just sit in my lap.
Amok.
No, you're in timeout in my lap. Don't fuss.
She's fussing.
Okay, for the record,
Uh-huh.
I don't consider Donald Trump a Republican.
No, he's fascist.
This isn't trying to spew hate at Republicans. This is spewing positivity towards a candidate that is better than Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which would literally be Izzy.
Well,
Izzy's
better than anything in this whole world.
Izzy's a better candidate than Donald Trump. Stop kissing the assistant to HR. Oh my God.
I just felt overcome.
So yeah, that's my something wonderful. I'm not getting my hopes up yet.
Yeah.
But it did make me feel a glimmer of hope, which is something I don't think I felt in about 4 years.
Hope is wonderful.
Hope is wonderful.
Let's be serious for a minute. I'm actually really glad to hear that there is that hope is considered the something wonderful in this sense.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful.
I'm being positive.
That's really poetic.
Thank you.
Oh geez, what's my something wonderful? I kind of am in the same boat where I wasn't really sure what to come up with for today. Maybe these monster bath bombs that I got.
They're pretty wonderful.
They're really cute, aren't they?
I wasn't expecting a present today, and I got a present.
Yeah, they're like little bath bombs that have little monster eyeballs on them. But
they're very cute.
That's not my wonderful, but I did find those, and I didn't tell you because I ordered 4 on purpose.
It was very
to give
cute.
You 2.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. I think my something wonderful. I didn't tell you this yet, and this is not official, so I kind of was not really wanting to say it yet, but I'm officially becoming a member of a production company that my friend has created. My friend Megan and her husband Tom have created a production company called Gold Leaf Films, and we're figuring out the paperwork to make me officially a part of that production company.
That's exciting.
So that to me is really wonderful. It's not official yet.
But that's very exciting.
Yeah, but like we're trying to make it work. And this weekend we spent a lot of time with some writers that
via Zoom, socially distanced,
that we're developing projects with that could be very exciting for future potential film and TV making.
Get rich, buy a house, let me live in it. Thank you.
I mean, look, I've always said that my dream is to tell stories with my friends. Mm-hmm. And this podcast is part of that dream because we are telling stories and I get to tell them with my very best friend.
That me.
That you, who I love dearly. And sappy. I'm a sap.
Stop.
And stop bringing on. And, you know, that also is what I want to do in film and television is I want to be able to tell stories with the people that I love most in my life and keep them around me.
Make us rich.
Yeah, seriously.
Make us rich.
So that's just one step towards that goal, and that's really wonderful to me.
We have a collective how wonderful.
We do.
We reached 1,000 downloads before we started recording.
Literally.
It doesn't sound like that many, but it's a many. We only have 7 episodes at this point. And we have 1,000 downloads.
Yeah, we've only been...
and we definitely don't have 1,000 friends, so that means that there are people beyond us.
Yeah, that's what
in our
excites
circle that are listening to this, and that's very cool. So thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.
We're going to mix things up a little bit with our topics because me and Tanya had a little conversation and she realized I genuinely don't like aliens and it is not a fun time for me. And this podcast is supposed to be a fun time.
Yeah.
So we compromised like adults do. It's a gentleman's It's a gentleman's handshake.
This is our handshake at farts.
It's farted since we were kids. Anyway, so I came up with the idea to replace aliens with awful roulette. So if we pick the awful roulette card, we move on to another group of topics that are a little bit more pinpointed, I guess. So there's 5 extra topics. Aliens is now in there. And if I pick it, I can either choose to do it, or if I refuse, then it is dealer's choice, which means Tanya gets to pick my topic.
Right.
Obviously, it can't be aliens. I won't refuse it every time.
Right.
But I can refuse it, and then it's her choice.
Right. Bee will be a team player every now and then.
Every now and then, I will take one for the team. But we're not going to tell you what those topics are. We're going to let that be a surprise, but they're good ones. So I would cross your fingers for some awful roulette.
Yes.
Second on the agenda, me and Tanya briefly talked about it, but I think we should do it, is before Halloween, we're going to post our own personalized playlists for you guys. We're going to figure out the best way to make those so that they're the most accessible. It's not only going to be for Patreon members. We want it to be for all of you guys. We are big music fans.
Yes.
And we have been curating creepy playlists probably since we were like 15 years old.
Yeah.
So Tanya's going to make her creepy essentials playlist. I'm going to make my creepy essentials playlist. We're going to find a place that is accessible to post it.
We're thinking like one of us will post it on Spotify and the other one will post it on Apple Music.
And
so
we can
fair.
even make like a YouTube playlist so that people can access it through there. And it's just a fun little, since we're all stuck inside this Halloween, it's a fun little playlist that you guys can listen to get you in the spooky mode.
Yeah, ideally we'll post that by the time this comes out.
We have really good taste, so.
I'd like to think.
We do.
We get told that we have really great music taste by all of our friends.
People get excited when we make them playlists. So get excited, y'all.
Yeah, so all right, let's
So we're going to do our picks?
Yeah.
All right. Man, I really want to get awful roulette. I want to see what happens.
I kind of do too.
I know. Only one of us can.
All right.
I think you should go first. I always go first.
Okay, I'll go first.
It's your turn.
Thanks.
There you go.
B.
You're welcome.
You should pick yours while I'm opening mine.
Okay, I will.
All right, here I go. What's it going to be?
All right, I picked mine. Wait, what'd you get?
I got awful roulette.
You got awful roulette? No, I'm so jealous. Okay. All right, we're going to shuffle the awful roulette pile.
Here we go.
What will it be? Man, this is exciting. I'm happy one of us got it.
This is a how awful first.
How awful first? How awful roulette? Here we go.
I got really creative with my corner there.
With it.
All right, here we go. What's it going to be? It's aliens.
No, come on. That sucks.
No, I think it's great. I love it.
It is great, but it sucks because I wish it was a different topic so people knew what we were doing.
Well, I guess you're just going to have to tune in and find out.
Yeah, that's a bummer. All right, so let's see. What do I got? Oh my God. So I picked cults.
Woo!
I feel like I've already done 2 cults, but we're going to do a 3rd cult. I'm going to be very versed on cults.
You are.
Woohoo.
Cults and aliens.
Oh boy.
Next week.
Some could say they're one and the same.
On the How Awful podcast.
True.
All right, so you can find us.
Where can they find us?
They can find us at our website, which is www.
No, that's too many dubs.
www.howawfulpodcast.com. And you can find us on social media at How Awful Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can also subscribe to our YouTube page for episodes with subtitles.
So if you have a hearing impaired friend, please send that along.
You can also join our Patreon page to get access to patron-only goodies like blog, bonus video episode, and more. And the blog is interesting because we tend to post either images that we talk about on the show, or we tend to post extra tidbits that we might have learned or found out about in videos that we've researched. And even in some of these, especially the paranormal ones, we've been posting ghost images as well. So if you do want to see that, I did post a personal story, I think episode 1.
You did.
and I posted it was episode 3.
Mhm.
We talked about a ghost story that I posted personal pictures from.
The whole house.
Yes. And they
Creepy.
were actually ghost pictures
Horrible.
in on that blog entry. So these are the kind of things that you're going to get for Patreon only. We are going to expand on that.
Yeah, we're waiting to get more than our family to follow before we start making video content for you guys. We're
Right.
hoping that'll come out in the next couple months.
Yeah, we do have a good amount of patron followers, but we would love more in order to meet our monthly budget, and we would love more in order to exceed our monthly budget and be able to create more content for you guys to experience. So if you're liking what you're hearing and you want to see more and hear more and read more.
We're gorgeous. You should want to see us.
Yeah, we're beautiful women.
We're lovely, luscious ladies.
Wow, thank you.
You're welcome.
You're luscious too, lady.
I said we, so that was including me. But that's fine.
That's good.
I don't need the validation.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Thank you.
You can also email us your personal stories.
Yes.
So you can email us at howawfulpodcast@gmail.com. Tell us a story about something you have survived, whether or not it was a true crime, a paranormal experience, maybe a UFO experience, maybe something crazy that happened to you or
Tanya
your friend.
would be so excited if someone sent in and I survived an alien encounter story.
So we would love to share your story on the podcast. We would love to give you a shout. So please send us what you got. We'd love to read it live on the show, or we might end up doing some patron videos for our patrons. Also, please remember, if you like what you're hearing, subscribe, follow us on all social media, rate us, leave us some reviews. That really helps us.
Tell your friends, tell your wife, tell your kids, tell your daddy, tell your mommy.
Yes, that's most important. Please tell your friends because...
But be nice.
Yes, but word of mouth helps us. So help us help you listen to our stories.
Treat people with kindness, y'all.
Thanks for listening, guys. I've been Tanya Lee.
I've been Bee.
We've been the How Awful Podcast.
How awful.
See you next week.
See ya. As always, we've been Bee and Tanya Lee. Our logo was created by MJ Savard, and our theme music courtesy of Nikki Lou.